welcome to this week's episode of Talent Instinct. I'm going to touch on quite a big subject, and it's personality tests and how to recognize different characteristics. It's something that we all think that we're amazing at, and I forever am saying instinctivize your gut feeling, understand what to look out for and things like that. So I thought I'd do a bit of a episode on that this week. We have done a whole blog on it as well. If you want to go and read the whole thing, please go to www.siteforcerecruitment.com.au, and great read. I really like to touch on all really good subjects, obviously, that I think are things that people don't really think about or are very industry specific, or I think that are definitely going to help us as businesses and as society really get better. Definitely on a side note, one thing that I've been saying to people is, I don't necessarily want to be thought of as a recruiter. I want to be thought of as someone, helping construction businesses with their teams and giving back to the industry. I don't really think of myself as just another recruiter and just someone that is worried about what other people in the industry are doing as far as recruitment. I'm worried about how am I being different and how am I giving back to the industry that I have fallen in love with. So, as much as I joke that we have a love-hate relationship or a hate to love, not too sure. It is definitely an industry that I love being able to sort of be myself and be a straight shooter, and also wanting to just make it better and make businesses better. Again, one of the things that I actually love doing, I love going on site and doing site inspections and having a bit of banter with people and things like that. But I also love finding out more about people's businesses and culture and what they're doing and how they're doing it different and what makes them. And if you want to say the word, their avatar, as we call it these days, and just knowing how they got where they've gotten. But one of the big things is, we talk about personality tests and what they do. They've obviously been around for decades. A lot of, big companies see the importance of doing some. So I thought we would talk about what they are, where you can get them, what they're good for, and how I may use them, but again, instinctivize my gut feeling to make sure I'm really building those teams that we're looking for, and how important it is to make sure that you're seeing through or, getting the best out of people through interviews or through spending time with them, through talking to them, and not just relying on personality tests. I was actually talking to someone about the fact that I know exactly what answers I should be doing, or what you need to be saying to be a certain person. And I was actually speaking to someone else about it, and they were saying something similar. So personality tests assess the personality traits of a person. More specifically, it shows psychological preferences, character, temperament, and beliefs. There are many tests to choose from, including Myers-Briggs, DISC, Berkeley Emotional Intelligence Quiz, Caliber Profile. The list goes on and on. There's so many out there. I guess it just depends, which one you thought you would be best for the organization. I always found that they were quite frustrating because obviously, they say the same question a few times over. But again, if it's something that works for you and your organization and, you think that it's important, all for it. I'm always for anything that you feel like you're getting benefit out of and that works. And, there's never, I think, one thing fits all. Like, that's just not how it works. I just do believe in that, just making sure that you're using your instinct and you're doing those other sort of questions to understand what a person's, strengths and weaknesses are, and what communication style they like to use, and how they connect with people and where they'll be good at. Again, obviously, we have all different personality types that suit different jobs, and you wouldn't necessarily look for just one, personality type to fit the whole business. I was listening to a very, very successful salesperson, although, that's what he says. And he actually said that he would only hire people that did these specific things. And when, he went through the list of requirements, and basically said that if they weren't exactly like him and a cookie cutter person, that he wouldn't hire them. For me, that's not what I think is, the great thing. I think people have to fit in your culture, but for me, that's crazy because I don't want everyone to be like me. I want people to be different to me because then they're going to keep things spicy, I guess, and they're going to teach me things, and I'm always trying to learn, and I'm always wanting to learn different ideas and things like that and different ways to do things. But the other thing is that there's I am one kind of a person. I'm actually a very atypical, they like to say, personality, because I'm obviously very out there and direct and those sorts of things. So I normally attract a certain sort of person. Whereas if you get someone that's probably more an introvert and, that different personality, then they will also attract a different person. And I think that's good. Why would you not want to capture everything within your business? Why would you limit yourself? So, identifying who you are within the team and knowing yourself and your tendencies and the ecosystem of your team and how to communicate well with the diverse personalities, it makes it more efficient and it creates a more productive and happier team. And importantly, it highlights if there are gaps in your team. We've included a section for employers and employees on the blog for you to sort of go through. I'll touch on a few of them, but it is such a big subject that, I won't be able to go through everything. So I think it's very important to understand what kind of a boss you are. And then that also helps your team understand who you are to be able to, feel like they're being managed and supported well. So one of the types is, to ask yourself what kind of a boss you are you the visionary trailblazer? And that would say that you believe in big dreams, big vision. Your team sees you as one with them, one with 1,000 ideas a minute, always looking to the horizon for the next big thing. Innovate and don't be stagnant. Go for it. So these characteristics generates innovative ideas and concepts, sets ambitious goals and challenges, inspires and motivates team members and compelling vision, encourages risk-taking and experimentation, thinks strategically about long-term objectives, seeks out opportunities and expansion, embraces change and adapts quickly to new circumstances. So a lot of entrepreneurs are this personality type. A lot of salespeople are this personality type. Those are the sort of people that definitely normally have those, managers and things like that definitely normally have a lot of that in their personality, and they make great people like in those roles because they have to make those quick decisions and they have to be a big sort of plan person, not a small detail person necessarily. And a lot of the time you don't. Like I'm very much one of those people. I am not a small detail person. I want someone else that I can tell everything that I want done because I've got a big picture and I see how it all needs to run. So the next personality type is the task ninja boss. So they're all about results and efficiency. Deadlines are sacred, and you expect nothing less from the best from your team. Some may find you intimidating, but they can't argue argue with your success. It's another, what would sort of say, like, big, strong personality type sort of a person. So some of their characteristics are they set clear expectations and deadlines, monitor progress and holds the team members accountable, prioritizes tasks and allocates resources efficiently, bottlenecks or obstacles they resolve and they identify. They focus on productivity and performance metrics, and they maintain high standards of quality and excellence. They are very much like great project managers, great, business owners as well, and definitely things to sort of look out for. Another manager that we have is that fun loving facilitator boss. So they're like, work hard, play hard. That would be 100% your mantra. And you believe in fostering a positive work culture through humor and camaraderie, whether it's office karaoke or team building outings. You want to keep the morale high. So they're always injecting humor into the workplace, and they organize team building activities and social events, encourage a relaxed and enjoyable work atmosphere, and so on and so forth. So you can normally say I'm even envisioning, it's so funny, some people that I work with, and you will definitely have a wife that's one way and the husband's the other, and they're a bit different, and there's some meeting in the middle that helps. And then there's the diplomatic mediator boss. Conflict not on your watch. You excel at diffusing tension and finding compromises that satisfy everyone. Your team appreciates your calm demeanor and your ability to keep the peace. So they listen actively to all sides of conflict, maintain neutral, and judge things impartially. They are open and honest, and they facilitate that with their workers as well. They like to find common ground and seek win-win solutions. Look, again, there's so much more on my blog. I 100% recommend that you go there and check the big description on these guys. Again, don't want to go too much, but in terms of employees, you've got the go-getter guru. They're ambitious, driven, striving for excellence, which is very much on top. Very similar to the manager that I first described. And then we've got the teamwork duo the teamwork dynamo employee. They believe in the power of collaboration, synergy, and they're the glue that holds the team together. They're always willing to lend a helping hand and celebrate collaborative victories together. You're unstoppable. So again, I think this is just like a massive sort of thing to recognize, who's who, what are they like. These are the sorts of things that you can incorporate into your interviewing of people, or even for an employee, they can certainly ask certain questions on what's your management style, what do you like doing, do you like doing team building, and really get an idea of whether that's going to fit in for you either way. So just to get back to another one of the, employees, that would be the creative crusader rules. What rules? So they thrive on thinking outside of the box and pushing boundaries, and their innovative ideas and unconventional approaches breathe new life into the projects. That often leads to groundbreaking results. I'm going to be honest as well. Some of these are all very positive, ways to look at different personality types. I actually want to bring to your attention, though, that you will always, like everything in life, have a positive and negative. Some of the things that, you might want to pick up with the creative crusader as well is that they might be a little bit more hard to manage, or they might, live by their own rules, and, they might not turn up on time all the time, but, when they're at work, they're great to deal with. So I would always look at someone's personality and see how they're going to work within that role, but also understand that some of those like really vivacious or outgoing people or definite people, they might be more suited to something that they're definitely not going to be micromanaged. They're definitely not great at even being managed, and they might be better of you just putting them in a job and letting them do the job. I was just, for an example, talking to a client, and we're talking about a potential candidate for them to bring on. And, I don't think that they're necessarily going to be a part of the group. They're very much about wanting to get the project done and making sure that it's done. They'll be meticulous about it, and that will be like a great employee as well. It just is, how are you going to fit them into the business, and is it going to fit the culture, or can you let them just do what they have to do and give them the sort of rope to hang themselves enough, or definitely put the boundaries up of what they have to work in, and as long as they do that, then you're fine. The last one that I wanted to talk about is the reliable rock star. That's their consistency, is their middle name. You may not always seek the spotlight, but your steadfast dedication and unwavering reliability make you indispensable to your team. So when anyone's in doubt, they're definitely going to come in, they're going to help. You can count on them. There's 100%. I love the reliable rock star employees, which means they are going to turn up on time every day. They're not going to set the world on fire, if I'm going to be honest, but they are going to be that reliable, that working horse, that consistent person, and they might not ever want to be a manager, for example. They might just want to be that consistent worker that just has to come in and do their job. I can't say enough how much you really have to understand, both sides of what someone's personality and what they're going to bring the table, and then how can you work that to the best possible way within the business to get the best out of them. Not one size fits all. It never has, it never will. And it's about adapting your management style or your employee style to match your manager, and making sure that these relationships work to the very best of their ability. And, I think that's how we foster great cultures. It's not about just, let's all do a cookie cut of me, or that person doesn't fit in, or it's not going to work with them. It really means, okay, they are a great employee for their strengths. Let's work with those so we can get the best out of them. So thanks, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this segment. I hope it brings you lots of ideas and helps you with your management style, or understanding yourself, but also understanding your employees as well.